Welcome back to Factorio's Space Age. Time to head out. We've done everything we need to do here on Galeba. For the time being. For a little bit longer, the robots will run around, moving stuff. Then everything will rot, and then the power will shut off. But no eggs will spawn inside here, so hatching into monsters. So that's alright. Let's take a look at how everything's going. So I've got a little bit of time left. So you do what you're gonna do. I'm gonna go do other things other places. Some iron chests, put all my stuff in. Could make better chests. That requires having things. So I can all just go right in here. And ammo. Also not allowed. Anyways. Rocket time. Travel to the space platform. Okay. And now, we have to go to the other planets and pick up just all of the things, essentially. We need resources to build the last things, well, almost the last things, so we can make it further. See, like trees and stuff there. We're technically here. Now we're at the space platform. Alright. How's things going here? They going? Kinda. You're low on ice currently. Fascinating. Well, that's okay. Let's check the space map here. We're at Galeba. We need to go to both places and then back here. So, I suppose we'll just head to Vulcanus first. In terms of things in here, we got 6,000 space science. That's pretty good. We got plenty of space for more of the resources we're gonna get. So, that'll be good. Keep making some more stuff. If we've used up all the ice, that means we're gonna be slowly using up the rest of the water here. Just need to fly around and get some more rocks. Okay. Let us head over to Vulcanus. Probably not gonna be too much ice here as we get even further. That's fine. We got plenty of fuel. Well, that is still working nicely. Okay. And we're having a nice big stack of 7,300 rockets. That'll allow us to spend at least a little bit of time at the edge at a kilo. Not completely self-sustaining. We really need to get a setup here to somehow switch the rocks around. Because that is an option. Just in the crushers here. Switches them. You rotate the crusher? Okay, you can. Just kind of here. Anyways. Space stuff. Get the chunks, change the chunks in the crusher recipes. That's fine. Let's see if we need to even drop down here at Vulcanus. We've got requester chests. I've requested all the science here. In terms of things we actually need to send, we need the tungsten plates and the tungsten carbide in at least some quantities. What we should do here, if we can, is request requester chests to be placed in such a fashion that it actually works for us. We'll try. Any bulk inserters in the world? Nope. Fast inserters it is then. Technically we could go down and make things happen, but for now, that's fine. Okay. So we needed tungsten carbide for stuff, and we needed the tungsten plates for other things. Let's grab at least quite a bit of them. Our capacity of tungsten carbide is 500 per rocket. 10 stacks. That's alright. Tungsten. See, like 2,000. Maybe more. None on the way. Yeah. And then also tungsten plates. These rock capacity of 250. Another 2,000 of those. And on the way 4. Okay. So we're gonna need boxes that have these things in them. What are you doing? Oh, you're firing off these? You don't really need more of that up here, actually. We have a landing pad? Yes. Wait for that to come back. Don't send things. These are the numbers we needed for what we were doing. Okay. That's gonna come back here, and we're gonna want to drop that. There it is. Put that back where it came from. In a literal sense. Okay. So we need the tungsten bits actually being put into a box. Here is the things. Here is things. We just make a box here. Request passive provider style. That should work well. Alright. And then this here, and this here. Perfect. And now it's going to make the bits. They're going to be sent where they need to be sent to. And this hilarious back and around system. This just means that with the current setup, none of it's going to get into here to make more, currently. It just keeps taking all these from here to here. Does this even need those? This doesn't even need those. This is going around to here, to go under to here, to be turned into science. That's alright. This is sending this stuff here. Slowly but surely. Okay. Need to look at what needs these and how many we really need here. We go back through here. Not really making those currently. And quantum processors. That needs tungsten plates. We need quite a few of the quantum processors. The exact numbers of things we need is going to be a question. We have these, that we need 250. This would need 250. Railguns. The big ones need 100 each. So like 1,000 plus of those would be fine. And that is the carbine. And then this also needs tungsten plates, but kind of less. Let's keep sending up quite a few. We can turn on the requests now, but request the requests here. Tungsten carbide. Get like, what is stacked in? 50? 2,000 of it. And then tungsten plates. These stacked to 50. Also, like 2,000 of them. Well, I will start trying its best here. They're only coming in as fast as they're being made. I have not previously needed or expected to send too many of these off-world. Now not much we really do to speed this up currently. It's already going this quickly. Where are these other ones going? I guess nowhere. The only other place that these are going is over to here, where it's not making any more foundries. And then over here, where it's not making any more big mining drills. So should be all coming out of here as quick as it can. One fast inserter worth. And the limitation is carbon. Just being limited by waiting for source items. Limited by the speed of this. Alright. So essentially, this just needs to happen 2,000 times. And it's 1 second per craft. Okay. Then up over here, these are coming in potentially a little bit slower. Does it do anything? Output full. This is outputting into here. If I output into here, could try to grab some of them. That's a thought. It's only gonna work some of the time though. Or it'll finish backing up here and then it'll be fine. Where are these going to? These are going in here to make artilleries, so not really. They're further than they were though. I don't know. Alright. So this is making these 10 seconds per this one. And there's 3 of them going. So faster. 0.6 per second. 10 second craft time. This it also has the bonus production. That's pretty good. This is just regular. Okay. And this one's even faster. So it's 1 per second. This is making 1 per second. Just 1 carbon, right? Yep. A few seconds. Get everything going here. So keep on doing this until it has enough. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Okay. So this is this setup here. Let's check the amount of space we have. It's gonna be 50 of each. It's gonna be 8 more rows taken up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, plenty of space still. We'll pencil these in as completed. Some carbide, tungsten plates. Still need a lot more things up here though. Like more processing units. And superconductors, more holmium plates, electromagnetic plants, and supercapacitors. In theory, we could go and start making that start happening over here at Fulgora, but there are obvious continuing issues here. Like the way that nothing's working anymore because a lot of problems. Problem here is nothing apparently. Or the alarm. Alarm is alarmed. Or what are you alarmed by? Nope. It's the solid fuel. We got too much solid fuel and almost too much concrete. This alarm over here is more concerned by the fact there's a bunch of rocks. Too much stone. And also almost too much concrete. And then over here has no power. And over here has some scrap. 13 million scrap still. This is stopped because waiting for the cargo to be empty. But the cargo cannot empty because it's all full, because all the recyclers have stopped, because this is backed up. Yeah. It's just a storage problem. Could set up more specific things for actually making sure everything actually gets stopped and everything, but yeah, it's fine. Sent the first rocket here at least. Oh boy. We could drop down here, try to increase production. We just give ourselves additional chemical plants here. Could make more of the stuff. Then we'd have to set up somewhere where it's connected to the sulfuric acid and the coal and the ore here. It's all just quite a mess. This mine all the way up here. Lovely stuff. Any worms we can see? They're out there. We know they are. Can make those foundations and go across the lava. Technically. Here's our first 500 carbide. Amazing. How are we doing in terms of things? We are running lower and lower on water. There's not enough ice to go around. Got a couple rocks here. Not too many. I don't think we're gonna find many more icy chunks over here anyways. That's alright. So in terms of the time this is gonna take, it's gonna finish filling up this 2,000 of these fairly quick. I think just by the looks of it, we might want more than that many tungsten carbide. We can always come back for more, I guess, but depending on how many of things we want to make. Railgun ammo, at least, doesn't need special stuff. Just steel plates, explosives, and copper cables. Which does bring up the question that we're going to need to change the space platform to make railgun ammo. And also have space to have the railguns, which are how large? Some size. Long-range electric cannon turret. Affecting against enemies and asteroids. Fire, quantum processors, tungsten, superconductors. Oh boy. Yeah. We're gonna need space around the edge somehow to put some railguns in. And we're also going to need a line for the railgun ammo to come around on. So the current setup here is not quite conductive to that idea. It's a bit of a problem. We definitely would need railgun defense all around. Minimum range 3.5, range 40, shooting speed 0.35 per second. Okay. And the damage of a railgun ammo is 10,000 physical damage. It's pretty good. Those rockets are much less than that. Atomic bomb. My goodness. A range of 40. How's that compare? The rocket turrets have a range of 36. Let's see how those look here. So we definitely need the railguns to be still relatively close, all things considered. To the edges here. Depending on how large things are. Maybe let's like move the gun turrets further up or something. We'd still need a way to get the railgun ammo to the turrets. Because we're not going to have... We don't have robots or anything out here. So that's obviously not going to work. We're also going to need a place to actually manufacture the railgun ammo. And somewhere to do stuff with switching the rocks around. And probably somewhere with more power generation. Some description. Kind of necessary out here. But what could we do for that? In terms of the other options, they've never really been too great. Steam, water, coal, steam engine, something. We can make coal or carbon or whatever. We got water. What was the limiting factor on this? The boiler. Pressure greater than 10, which it isn't. So we can't do steam power. We got these solar panels, which work less and less the further out we get. We put some accumulators up, but that would only help for a little bit. Nuclear reactors require nuclear fuel. And that needs uranium, which so far have not gotten any of that from rocks or anything. Don't think that's really a thing here. So we need to load up a whole bunch of uranium fuel cells with a rocket capacity of 10 in order to sustain as long as needed. Or, alternatively at this point, fusion reactors. But it also consumes the fluoroketone. So, I don't think that would actually work. It's not like barrels or anything. In terms of powering a nuclear reactor, it would then make the heat. You have the heat pipes, the heat exchangers, which need the water also, and then the steam turbines. So all that should theoretically work. Plasma turns in that, mix more of the fluoroketone. And that's a problem. You can definitely get fusion reactions happening on a kilo, but besides that, I don't know. Something of a limitation. So if we wanted to try to be nuclear powered up here, that would be theoretically possible with enough rockets sending up nuclear fuel. And also a concern if we ran out of nuclear fuel, obviously. We still need the gun turrets and the rocket turrets for breaking up the other sizes of the chunks here. Go to the space map. On our way out this way. Got the big ones and the huge ones. And the huge ones break into bigs, break into mediums, break into smalls, break into chunks. The huge rocks are completely resistant to electric and fire, 99% resistant to explosions and lasers, have 5,000 health, and their physical defense is 3,010%. So we definitely need the railguns to break up the huge ones. And they become big, which, I mean, technically we could fire railguns at that. Currently, we were using explosions, which works very effectively. That brings up into medium, which are not as resistant, and the physical works fine. And then the small ones have no resistance whatsoever to physical. 100 health. Yeah. Railguns. Explosive rockets. Turrets. Then also turrets. Lasers would even work against the small ones, I guess. But we don't really have lasers up here. What about over here? Who's flying by? Medium shards. There's a medium asteroid here. Just chilling. Everything's very simple out here. Medium gets blasted, and the small ones get instantly vaporized. Leaving a few of the little bits we can grab. The arms grab them. All works out. Okay. We're definitely going to need the largest defense on the forward edge as we move forward through places. We're still going to need them all around the outside too. All around the side. And we can't exactly just make another ring or something, expand it forwards, because then the gun turrets will be too far away. So we might just need to add another loop around. It's easier said than done for this side though. So to move everything forwards a bit, it's not great. I have to make the turrets first and then we can figure out what we're doing. How's everything going here? Ready to fire off some more tungsten carbide. Should be good. Just a little bit ahead of time here. Let's get the job done. We got all of the tungsten plate we wanted here. So, that's nice. How much do we have at the space platform currently? Up to 1,000. This is going to be the third rocket. Could probably step it here and send some of these up. Yep. Take these out of here, put them over here. There you go. Rotate. Filter off. Okay. These ones only send up in 250s per rocket. If you want to make a bunch of stuff, you need a lot of rockets. So if we just had dedicated rockets to each of the different things too, that'd be good. Okay. So these 1,500, one more layer of that. The 250 is gonna be 8 rocket launches for those. That's getting the job done, more or less. It's a lot of stuff. Let's get launch 2. Let's stop this request. We don't need more currently. Just let the boxes fill up in case we need to come back later. Specifically these boxes over here. That'll be good. In case we need more. Unfortunately, it doesn't send partials or almost full amounts. So sending processing units is a problem. Alright. This continues to work out here. Just send what we need up. That's pretty good. Until it has enough. Platform. Okay. Yeah. We could put a railgun prep thing here. It's only got that kind of angle to it. We put them further in. Also kind of technically works. See, technically it's got a little bit longer range than these guys. But we need to have it have more of the range here so we can break apart the big ones. And then the rockets can hit, well, break apart the huge ones and the rockets can hit the big ones. The turrets can finish it off. Kind of just needs to be nearby. Even further. Want a decent amount of overlap here. So they can't just sneak in between or anything. And there's just a huge asteroid just barreling towards us. One per cluster. It's not quite enough, I don't think. At the back here, maybe. Then we don't have space for enough more of the regular turrets here. It's also a 3, so it's not going to be even across like that. That's not ideal. I'm going to put these out front here. Still need the ammo. If we make some kind of forward section in front of everything else, I don't think the grabbers would work then. The easiest way to do this, we put these in front in some capacity. Put them in front in some capacity. Everything else should still technically work. Have a line around the edge, which is the line where we need to get the ammo to, and have those sticking out. And maybe need to move a few things in different ways. For the most part, it could work. Going to need more platform. Yeah, a little bit of platform here. Let's see here. I think that would work. We need to get a spot where it gets out there. It's also technically possible. By just over here. Or something. Depends where we're constructing them, I guess. We need to make a whole bunch of railgun ammo. That needs copper cable. And also explosives and steel plates. So again, we need even more explosives happening. If we start just making some railgun ammo, that would also be a useful thing to be doing here. Canos. Done with these. We got enough. Okay. Could work. Could work. Now, turn this back on. Filter. And this. Turn back. Okay. There's a specific order of things here. Anyways. Let's request more of these. Not really. Stop that. And this should be the last bit of this we needed. Or at least are requesting here. The needs might be more. Alright. Stop. That'll get sent. Should be everything we need here. Not really making processing units here in quantities that we would want to send up or anything. That should be fine. Okay. Back on the platform. Get we're looking for ish. Once this gets here. There it is. Resources from another planet. Mostly working. Could set up to make more, but now we have a bunch of them in boxes, so that's okay. Could also set up to make bulk inserters, but it got the job done. It's fine. Now we need to continue thinking about how we're going to make the platform work here. Just extend it out further with railguns and railgun ammo somewhere. and moving other things forward that need to be moved forward and out. Could work, in theory. Just need to make it work. The other question would be, can we get it underneath the rockets? If that's going to even happen. If there's even a platform there. Should be. Stuff to think about. But we also need to get moving to another planet with even more different stuff we need to go pick up. And station to Fulgora. Lots of things we need to get from here. And we also need to go down and fix it, because it's currently stopped. But we'll worry about that when we get there. Next time. Goodbye.